Saram students, welcome. Today let us continue with the revision of political science. Lesson number 2, diversity and discrimination. Children, in this lesson we will revise about difference and prejudice, creating stereotypes, inequality and discrimination, on being discriminated against, and striving for equality. But today let us revise about difference and prejudice, creating stereotypes, and inequality and discrimination. Now children, let us revise the first topic, that is difference and prejudice. You know that there are many things that make us what we are. That is how we live, the languages we speak, what we eat, where, the games we play, and the things we celebrate. And what are these all things influenced by? All of these are influenced by the geography and history of the place where we live. And how many major religions are there in the world? There are 8 major religions in the world. And you know that every single religion is practiced in India. And we have more than 1600 languages that are people's mother tongues, and more than 100 dance forms. But children, why diversity is not always celebrated? Diversity is not always celebrated because we feel safe and secure with people who look, talk, dress and think like us. And how do we find the people who are very different from us? Sometimes when we meet people who are very different from us, we may find them strange and unfamiliar. And the people, they form certain attitudes and opinions about others who are not like them. Here we can take some examples, that is some statements given on page 14. See villagers as ignorant and superstitious, and see people in cities as money-minded, lazy and cunning. So, when our opinions about certain people are always negative, that is seeing them as lazy, cunning, stingy, then these become prejudices that we carry about them. Children, what do you mean by prejudice? Prejudice means to judge other people negatively or see them as inferior. That is, when we think that only one particular way is the best and right way to do the things, then we often end up not respecting others who may prefer to do things differently. For example, if we think English is the best language and other languages are not important, then we might not respect people who speak languages other than English. And we may be prejudiced about many things, that is about people's religious beliefs, the color of their skin, the region they come from, the accent they speak in, the clothes they wear, etc. And often our prejudices about others are so strong that we don't want to form friendships with them, and at times we may even act in ways that hurt them. Children, let's discuss. Sometimes people make prejudiced comments in our presence, and we are often not in a position to do anything about this because it is difficult to say something right then and there. For example, a friend begins to tease a classmate because he is poor. So, what should we do? We should learn to respect the personality and social background of each other, and we should not tease or make joke of others only due to their appearance. Children, now let's take some more examples. Suppose you are watching TV with your family and one of them makes a prejudicial comment about a particular religious community. But what should be done? We know that India is a country known for its religious harmony and sovereignty, and this is our power, and we should not hurt the sentiments and beliefs of others by commenting. Now let's discuss the third example. Suppose the children in your class, they refuse to share their food with a particular person because they think she is dirty. So, do you feel, children, it is correct? No, because everyone, they are the children of God and they are unique in their own way, and it is not good to consider someone inferior or odd only because of their personal appearance. Next example. Suppose someone tells you a joke that makes fun of a community because of their accent. So children, do you feel it is right? No. We know that our country is having rich diversity and this is our beauty. And the people in each region, they have their own language and accent. So we should not make fun or joke of this beauty and learn to adore and respect it. Now let's see the next example. Suppose some boys, they make remarks about girls that they are not being able to play games as well as the boys. So we know that it is not a correct statement because everyone, they has their own physique and everyone is not good in all things. That is, some may be good at sports while some may not, and some may be good at painting, learning, music, etc. So we should not make remarks on them for not being good at something. Rather, we should encourage them. Now let's revise about creating stereotypes. Children, all of us are familiar with gender differences. For example, if we take the statement, they don't cry. So, this is a quality generally associated with boys and men. And if we take another example, they are soft and gentle or they are well behaved. So, these qualities, they are generally associated with girls. Children, how do parents often console boys when they fall and hurt themselves? As babies or children, when boys fall and hurt themselves, their parents and other family members, they often console them by saying, "Don't cry, you are a boy. Boys are brave, they don't cry." As children grow up, they start believing that boys do not cry, so that even if a boy feels like crying, he stops himself from doing so. And he also believes that crying is a sign of weakness. Children, what happens then? So, even though both boys and girls, they sometimes want to cry, especially if they are angry or in pain. But as they grow older, the boys, they learn or teach themselves not to cry. And if a grown boy cries, then he feels that others will either tease him or laugh at him. And so he stops himself from doing so in front of others. And we often say, this is the way boys are and this is how girls are. So these statements we hear constantly and we accept them without even thinking, and we start believing that each one of us must behave accordingly. That means we fit all the boys and all girls into an image that society creates around us. Children, here you can see some other examples. That is, the children you see in the illustrations here, they were seen as disabled. But this term has been changed now. The term that we use today is children with special needs. And you can see the common stereotypes about them are given. That is, people say all sorts of things. You look so different. Is her mind okay? So what are these? These are the common stereotypes about these children. But the feelings and the thoughts of these children are also mentioned over there. In the first image, you can see it is written, I limp, I lisp, all this and more. Sometimes I feel so sad and sore. Folks make fun, it's nothing new. If you were I, what would you do? And in the second image, you can see it's written there, I am a person. I feel shy. From staring eyes, I want to hide. And in the third image, you can see, just because my legs are wobbly, people think my mind is wobbly too. So children, do you feel the stereotypes that people have for these children correct? No, isn't it? Children, we must treat all of them equally and not disrespect or neglect them, because everyone is unique in his or her way. Children, what do you mean by stereotype? When we fix people into one image, we create a stereotype. And we can take some more examples. That is, when people say that those who belong to a particular country, religion, race, etc. are stingy, lazy, criminal, or dumb. That means they are using stereotypes. There are stingy and generous people everywhere. That is, in every country, in every religion, in every group, whether rich or poor, male or female. And just because some people are like that, it is not fair to think that everyone will be the same. So we should not fix people into one image. If we do that, that means we are creating a stereotype. So we should not create any stereotypes for any country, any person, any religion, any race, etc. Now children, let's discuss how can the stereotype that girls are a burden on their parents affect the life of a daughter. Imagine this situation and list at least 5 different effects that the stereotype can have on the way daughters get treated in the house. That means the stereotype that girls are a burden on their parents, it affects the life of a daughter in many ways, which have impacts on their day-to-day life, as well as shattering their dreams and goals. And it also creates a feel of being inferior to others and arouse a negative feel. And the 5 different effects are: they are not given quality education and do not send to schools, and they are not given proper diet, and they have to do household work and are kept busy in it. They are not allowed to go out and enjoy with their friends. They are not given proper care, love and affection of the family, and their health issues are not properly addressed. In this way, the stereotype that girls are a burden on their parents affects the life of a daughter in many ways. So children, what problems are created by the stereotypes? Stereotypes create the following problems. That is, they stop us from looking at each person as a unique individual. They prefer their special qualities and not of others. And they fit large number of people in one pattern or type. And they prevent us from doing certain things. Now let's revise about inequality and discrimination. Children, what do you mean by discrimination? Discrimination, it happens when people act on their prejudices or stereotypes. That means if you do something to put other people down, or if we stop them from taking part in certain activities and taking up jobs, or stop them from living in certain neighborhoods and prevent them from taking water from the same well or hand pump, or not allow them to drink tea from same cups or glasses as others, that means you are discriminating against them. Children, discrimination can take place because of several reasons. If you remember, we had discussed about Samir Ek and Samir Do. We know that they belonged to different religions, and this is an aspect of diversity. However, this diversity can also be a source of discrimination, and groups of people who may speak a certain language, follow a particular religion, live in specific regions, etc. They may be discriminated against. Why? Because their customs or practices may be seen as inferior. And another difference between the two Samirs was in their economic backgrounds. We know that Samir Do was poor, but this difference is not a form of diversity, but of inequality. That means the people who are poor, they do not have the resources or the money to meet their basic needs. What are the basic needs? The basic needs of food, clothing and shelter. So what do they experience? They experience discrimination in offices, in hospitals, schools, etc., where they are treated badly because they are poor. And some people, they may experience both kinds of discrimination. That is, they are poor and they belong to groups whose culture is not valued. We can take some examples, that is about the tribals or some religious groups and even particular regions. They are discriminated against for one or more of these reasons. And here we can see a common stereotype about Muslims, that they are not interested in educating girls and therefore they do not send girls to school. However, the main reason behind this is poverty, and wherever the efforts have been made to reach education to the poor, there the Muslim community has shown an interest in sending their girls to school. For example, in the state of Kerala, the distance between the school and the home is not much, and there is a good government bus service that helps teachers reach schools in rural areas, and over 60% of the teachers are women. So these factors have helped children from poorer families, including Muslim girls, to attend school in much larger numbers. So children, what are the facilities available in Kerala for Muslim girls which have made girl education more than any part of the country? The schools are nearer to residences and there is good government bus facilities to reach schools, and 60% of the teachers are women, and the teachers, they do not face difficulties in reaching rural schools from far off places due to travelling facilities. While in other states where such efforts have not been made, children from poorer families, whether Muslim, tribal or so-called lower classes, they find it difficult to attend school. So, what is the cause for non-attendance of Muslim girls in school? Poverty and not religion is the cause for non-attendance of Muslim girls in school. Now children, it's time for a quiz. Pick the correct options. First one, when we fix people into one image, we create dash. A. Stereotype, B. Prejudice, C. Attitudes, D. opinions. What's the correct option, children? Correct. A. Stereotype. When we fix people into one image, we create stereotype. Second one. People with various disabilities are now called by this term. A. People with extra needs. B. People with special needs. C. People with unusual needs. D. People with atypical needs. What's the correct option? Yes. B. People with special needs. People with various disabilities are now called as people with special needs. Third one. Which of these is a stereotype associated with boys? A. Gentle. B. Soft. C. Brave. D. Emotional. What's the correct option? Correct. C. Brave. So, brave is a stereotype associated with boys. Now we have completed the revision of part 1 of Political Science, lesson number 2. Children, do you remember the project of social science that we had discussed in May vacation? The topic was museums in Mumbai, and you had to make a PowerPoint presentation. So children, you have to make this PowerPoint presentation and upload it to the email ID that will be provided to you later. And you can go through the video that was uploaded on May 15th for making your PowerPoint presentation. But those who cannot do the PowerPoint presentation or find it difficult, they can do it in the Word form and send the PDF to the email ID that will be provided to you later. So children, you have to keep this project ready by 18th of August. And the date of submission of this project will be informed to you soon. And in our next class, we shall continue with the revision of Political Science lesson number 2. Till then, goodbye children.